Hey guys, Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Omay Realty. So this is going to be your mortgage rate update. We're going to be pricing out 5 different mortgage products, and it's just going up. It's going up. Let's just figure this out real fast. Let's get these mortgage rate updates. We're going to be pricing out 5 different mortgage products: a 30-year, a 15-year fixed, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo, and a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage is by now, it is interest only for 5 years, then adjust every year after that according to the cap on your product and the market rate. So a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is going to be sitting at 5.57%. That is 0.03% increase from 1 day ago, 0.27% increase from 1 week ago, 0.73% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.47% increase from 1 year ago. 15-year fixed will be sitting at 4.90%. That is 0.02% increase from 1 day ago, 0.18% increase from 1 week ago, 0.71% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.38% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year FHA will be sitting at 5.12%. That is 0.12% increase from 1 day ago, 0.24% increase from 1 week ago, 0.70% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.53% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year jumbo will be sitting at 4.71%. That is 0.01% increase from 1 day ago, 0.20% increase from 1 week ago, 0.56% increase from 1 month ago, and 1.56% increase from 1 year ago. 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 4.65. That is 0.03% increase from 1 day ago, 0.45% increase from 1 week ago, 0.72% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.28% increase from 1 year ago. So that is going to be the rates as of current. Now, purchase applications rise on the threshold because the Feds, the meeting that they had earlier this week. We are currently sitting at 5/4/2022. The volume of mortgage applications submitted during the week ending in April 29th, because we have to go back according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Now, the Mortgage Bankers Association is something that a lot of us mortgage bankers were part of, mortgage brokers, that said purchase applications were substantially higher than the prior week, while refinance applications held their own. Now, this is not true. Mortgage applications as a whole have decreased. Now you gotta kind of like compile all the news into one, because if you look at the numbers directly, now the post that was sent out by the Mortgage Bankers Association just 1 week ago, that was on 4/29, said mortgage applications decreased by 8.3% from 1 week earlier. So the total applications have decreased. So then the following headline on the mortgage application news says mortgage applications increased in the latest MBA weekly service by 2.5%. Now, according to this, mortgage applications have increased because we are kind of diving into the adjustable rate mortgage. We're trying to get people qualified, people who are still shopping around. But as a whole, when you're dropped by 8.3%, and then you come up, it's at 8.3%. 8.3%, and then you drop that 2.5%, you're still in the negative, right? Mortgage applications have steadily declined. Refinance market has actually dropped by 71%. So the total mortgage applications have decreased quite substantially, but the average contract interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage with conforming loan balances of $647,200 or less decreased by 5.36% from the 5.37%, with points decreased to 0.63 from 0.67. That's a very, very, in the grand scheme of things, the number does seem very minuscule, very, very small, but as a whole, it is, it's quite substantial when you look at the whole entire spectrum of how it's been going for since these interest rates kicked up. The average contract interest rate for 30-year fixed mortgages with jumbo loan balances greater than $647,200 increased by 4.92%. Now that gives you the idea, an idea of how increased home prices have kind of dumped people into different loan balances, especially here in California. Here in California, in your biggest metropolitan cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Orange County, then you go to Austin, Texas, New York. These homes in these geolocations have all, you know, they've increased because the prices of homes have increased so much. Now, will there be a teetering spot where it's just going to go ahead and decrease? Well, yes, as it's going on, we have noticed that majority of homes that are being put on the market have been on the market a little bit longer. Inventory has increased, but it's ever so slightly because there's no incentive to go ahead and jump from one property to another property. So for instance, if you are selling your home, where are you going to go? Rental prices have increased, home prices have increased, so there's no movement of, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a good deal and go into here. Now, there is something else, that 17% of total people from California have been leaving. Now, this is in California. I have to do my research in other states, but in California, we've had more of an exodus than we have, and people actually staying along. So the average contract interest rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage backed by FHA decreased by 5.27% from 5.29%, with points decreased from 2.85 from 0.88. Now, FHA has county loan limits. The county loan limits will only allow you to go ahead and get to up to that specific amount. Some counties are less, some counties are more, depending on if you're in a high cost area versus a low cost area. So, you know, it could relatively be in the 400s, 500s, and it could go up to the 700s. So it's ultimately has decreased, and not to mention that majority of cash buyers, investors have come into the play, and they're kind of, you know, they're having the whole thing in a chokehold where, you know, people are overbidding and overbidding. Now, there's something with an FHA. People, majority, go into FHA because of the loan down payment. The loan down payment. Now, there is a little thing with FHA loans, which is called an amendatory clause. An amendatory clause in a high seller's market is something that's not looked at as very, very appealing, because an amendatory clause just means that for whatever reason, and the biggest reason we have right now is an appraisal gap. If the house does not meet the stringent specifications as far as an appraisal goes, that will go ahead and have to be remedied by the seller or the buyer before we go ahead and close a contract. Now, conventional is a little bit more lenient, FHA is more stringent. So let's say, for instance, something is like chipping paint or something like that. Those are going to go ahead and affect your appraisal. And then secondly is because people are overbidding and overbidding and overbidding on houses, especially because investors are dumping into it to go and build up their portfolios, they're, you know, driving up home prices to a point where they fall out of the threshold. So the 3.5% down payments that you have, which by all means is actually a really, really good way to go ahead and put a little extra skin in the game. For instance, like let's say you have a 20% down product. If you have a 20% down product, it actually kind of, and sometimes it makes sense to go down to the 3.5%. So you have that extra little bit of capital to go ahead and overbid and compensate for that extra amount that you went ahead and try to purchase a product. But the average contract interest rate for a 15-year fixed rate mortgage remained unchanged at 4.68%, because majority of people who go into the 15-year, they're trying to, you know, pay it off as quickly as possible. Their debt to income is really, really, really high, you know, or really, really low. I apologize, really, really low, because they're making a lot more than what their total debt to income is. So the 15 years are obviously, they're going to stay the same. Majority of investors also go with an adjustable rate mortgages, or they'll go interest only for, you know, 40 years, 45 years, which is a product that we have to offer. We actually offer all of these products. But that, as far as what's going on in the world of real estate and your mortgage rate update, that's it. Well, and if you like the content, like, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff to keep yourself up to date. And for up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home, or any mortgaging assistance, link in the description below. Appreciate you guys watching. And if you like the intro music, I always put new music at the end of each and every single one of my videos, so enjoy the music. And if you have any specific requests, gonna be like a radio station here too. Let me know in the comments below. Until next video, guys, I appreciate you watching.